Normally, I make hockey videos in the mornings. I might do an entertainment video later. I want to talk about Big Brother again, and here's why. So, you've got this big event coming up this week, and there's some debate in the online community with the live feeds. And no, I've looked. The best I can do to get live feeds without using a VPN is to watch Big Brother After Dark in Canada, which is nice, but it's still being edited. So you're looking at the unfiltered, if you can put it that way, in that if somebody's cursing and swearing, they don't edit out the cursing. There's no bleeping going on. But you're still not getting the whole picture of what's going on in the house, and the 1 hour, 2 hours of footage that they give you is still spliced together so that it's not. It's still possible to not give you the entire picture of what's going on in the house, right? Now, I will say that there's definitely a claustrophobia that would have to kick in, and if you're locked in a house with somebody for 3 months, and if right out of the gate you're like, man, I don't like this guy, I don't like this girl, I don't, oh, this sucks. That would be tough because now you know that unless you vote that person out or they vote you out, you're stuck together for the summer. So that would be tough. Not gonna lie, that would be a tough situation. And every year on this show, we see confrontations, and the show's set up for that. I think the producers know damn well they're gonna have confrontations. So when they do their pre-interviews, they're probably sitting there going, "Hey, so this Jackson guy probably isn't gonna get along with this Kemi girl. It'll be all right." And I'm saying girl instead of woman because that's how I imagine the casting people talk about it, and that's how most people are going to talk about it. And so a lot of the conflict that's going on in the house right now, this is absolutely planned. Think about it. You vote somebody out of the house and they don't leave. That can only lead to confrontations. It's not like it's gonna be like, man, you voted me out. That's great. All right, I'm just gonna hang out by the pool now. That's great. I get to sit by the pool for another 3 weeks, and then they decide whether to come back in the house or not. Now, the fact that people are being shut out, people are being excluded on purpose, it looks bad. The optics are bad. And I've been going through every Twitter mention from live feeds and all these little clips people are posting from what's going on in the house. The big one that seems to have had everybody upset is Jack telling Kemi she can't have her water bottle in the fridge because everybody else doesn't have their shaker bottle in the fridge. And it's not that he was upset about the shaker bottle being in the fridge, it's the way he approached it. There's no finesse to it. You know, most of us would be like, hey, Kemi, we were thinking about it, and we're gonna have to figure out this fridge thing. Um, I don't. You know what? Honestly, it's such a small, minor issue. I can't think of a way to talk about it and not be a dick. I can't. I'm racking my brain trying to think of, okay, how would I have said that without sounding like a dick? There isn't one. And I'm wearing my Boomsticks jersey, which of course is a Ash Evil Dead reference. I don't. So here I am, I'm like, all right, I'll just get the Bruce Campbell jersey on and it'll happen. You'll find some way to nah. Even the spirit of Bruce Campbell can't inspire me to come up with a way to talk to somebody about their shaker bottle being in the fridge. And I think the thing that drove me nuts, the one line of his that drove me nuts was when he goes, "Now, if all of us put our shaker bottles in the fridge, what would happen?" And she goes, "It'd be full." What is that? What is that? It doesn't. It's such a silly, ridiculous thing to say to somebody. Like, I just I find it so strange. You know, he's like, "Well, we're all using ice and we're all pre-planning." Good. Kemi's already been voted out. Can she keep her water in the fridge? She can't. And she said too. Everybody's been saying water bottle. She said protein drink. And yeah, you'd have to keep that cold. So if she's just keeping a half protein drink in the like seriously. But this comes back to what I said at the start, which is you're locked in a house with somebody you don't like. Now, there are some people taking issue with me talking about the fact that all the people they don't like happen to not be white. Uh, Especially right out of the gate, right? Night one. Okay, now pick random people to go on a hunt, and one of them's going to come back in the house, or one of them's not going to come back in the house, going to be voted out. Let's see. Black person, Latino, and old guy. Could you be like, holy crap? It is really kind of obvious. Like, who did you not find yourself drawn to immediately upon walking into the house? Let's see. That person. Come on. Come on now. Don't be that guy, but that's what happened. And again, it's poor strategy. There's no like they keep talking about. There's the Grateful Alliance, and then there's the 6 shooters, and there's the Alliance of 9 because Sam heard about the 8, so they made up a 9 for him. And then there's the final 2 deals that everybody's making on the side. Like, everybody's overthinking this. Everybody in the house is overthinking strategy. They're over strategizing. And it's your only concern in that house should be one thing. How do I win $500,000? Not, how do I get this guy who looks like Jason Momoa but talks like an idiot $500,000? Because that's what they're doing. They are falling lockstep, and they're not playing like people who want to win $500,000. And then when somebody else is like, I don't think I want to follow him, I think I'd like to win for myself. Did you hear what they said? They want $500,000. Wait. Aren't we supposed to be going for the $500,000? What happened here? Aren't we, like, shouldn't fans be allowed to go into the house and be like, do you want to win $500,000? Can you play like it? Because you're not playing. You said you watched the show. You're not playing like you watched the show. Do you need us to? We've got copies of every season. Jack, shut up. We've got, Jack, seriously, get out of the room. We've got, don't take your man bun down and get all pissed off. Just get out. Like, I don't understand this house. And for people who think that, oh, this is the way it's been every season, there have been posts I've seen from former Big Brother contestants, including some high-profile people like Janelle from the All-Star season. They hate Jack, and there's a lot of talk about how much people don't like this cast. There's Andy from, I think it was season 15. I know people didn't like Aaron and the way that whole season went down. There were a lot of horrible things said in that house. But the fact that all of these former house guests, Rockstar from last year, they're all coming forward and saying, this is a toxic house. This is a toxic situation. And they're all tagging the casting company that does the casting for Big Brother with, good job, way to go, that's great, fantastic. And they're also saying the only way to really make this change for CBS is to not watch. And this is coming from former house guests. This is coming from people who've played the game, who've been inside the house, that are watching this and saying, this isn't normal. The way they're treating these people, that's not the way you treat a human being. When you had the have-nots who were eating slop for a week, they didn't get treated like that. And again, there is definitely some aspect of this where people are blowing things out of proportion. But when it's one after another, and it's Jackson that's got the criminal record as well, and people are digging up like mugshots of Jackson, Nick, or Mickey, I don't care, he jerkface. So they're digging up all these mugshots of jerkface on the internet, and they're horrible. And then he says at poolside, I don't want to have kids. I'd end up with a daughter and she'd come home with a guy like me. Red flag to his girlfriend, but nah. Come on. Red flags. If a guy says, oh, I want a girl to bring home a guy like me, probably not a good thing. Probably not a good thing. Now, I wouldn't want to have to deal with that only because it'd be like, oh, you're a hockey YouTuber as well. I knew this moment was going to come. Come on, there we go. And then, that's what happens. But I'm obviously kidding. I feel torn on this because I've watched Big Brother right from the start. I mentioned Chicken George. I mentioned Will. I remember Will and Danielle. They were the final two. And Danielle was all, And everybody said, nah, you're pretty full of yourself. I think we're going to vote for Will because he's a jerk and he admitted he was a jerk from day one. Way to go on being a jerk, Will. You get my vote. And Danielle had this, right from the beginning, had this look of, oh, crap, I really didn't think this through. Yeah, you should have took Mike Boogie with you. Shouldn't have taken Will. And, Chilltown was born in that, and they never betrayed each other. They never talked behind each other's backs. They were always united, and I don't get that feeling with this cast. Some funny things that I saw was I'm really looking forward to somebody who's not in Grateful winning HOH because I'm tired of watching people banging in the shower, which I thought was funny because everybody's paired up and then apparently there's and again, this is information that because they turn the live feeds off and because the house guests aren't allowed to talk about it, either there's bed bugs in the house or there's lice in the house. It's not both. I've seen that as both. Those are two completely different things. And if the house had both, that's bad. That tells me that there's a house guest somewhere that probably brought them both in. Both of them. And then there's talks of STDs as well, because that's what happens. It turns into, I don't think it's bed bugs. Nope. I think the way that these people have been glomming onto each other, something a little more intimate than bed bugs, know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at. It's that ugly of a season that we hear this stuff and it's quite the toxic situation we find ourselves in. But will any of this end up on TV? Is there any point when Big Brother's on tonight and tomorrow in sitting down and watching it? Probably not. Because all of the really fun stuff I'm reading about on Twitter, that again, I don't have access to the live feed because I'm in Canada, and they did not make CBS All Access in Canada able to broadcast live feeds. I signed up, saw Big Brother wasn't listed, canceled it, went on to Global. Global has the rights for Big Brother in Canada, and all I saw was Big Brother After Dark, and I watched a few hours of that, and there's a lot of swearing and some squabbling, but not the stuff I've been reading about on Twitter. That stuff has not been in there that I've seen. And so, yeah, it's strange. And tomorrow night we'll see. I mean, spoiler alert for people who don't know. Jess got taken off the hot seat. Jess was likely to get voted out. And it looks like it's Cliff that's going to get voted out tomorrow night. Everything I've read about from the live feeds, Cliff's the one that's going to go. And then he and Camp Minority will have a competition to see which one of the four comes back into the house. I'm thinking probably David, and then they'll just vote David out again the next week. That's the way these things work. You get, oh, look who's back in the house. Yay. Vote him out again. Vote him out again. Vote him out again. It just doesn't work. I was thinking about this the other day, and I'd be interested to know what people think in how to fix this. They had America's Player. Remember America's Player? Remember how much fun the America's Player thing was? You don't have to bring that back exactly, but let America nominate somebody. So in other words, the head of household turns two keys and two faces come up on the board. And then a third face comes up on the board from production, and it's America's vote. Now, you can't vote for the head of household, but it can be anybody else. Now, think about it. So for people who are frustrated because of the way Jack's behaving and Jackson, and they'd like to see them both on the block, that's how it works. And I think that would be kind of fun if America had a vote. And it just has to be America. I understand that being in Canada, I would not have a vote. The U.S. would have that vote. But having that, some kind of a... I remember the first season when people were actually spending money and getting those planes that pull the messages behind them to get information from the outside world into the house. Bloody brilliant. That was brilliant. It was Don't Trust George, one of them? I'm trying to remember. There was somebody in the house they said don't trust, and that person was gone. So if we had some kind of a mechanism where people viewing had some control, or at least, somebody in the house who's like, yeah, things are going really well, but why does America keep nominating Jack and Nick? Why does America keep targeting these guys? What is it? And not only that, but then it's telling these guys, viewers hate you guys. You guys are really unpopular. So there is something to that, and I think that would be kind of a fun thing to bring into the show. And I know it's too late to do it this season, but I would hope for next season they bring something like that in. Because they're going to renew it, because it costs them virtually nothing to produce, and their biggest cost, I would think, would be the streaming costs. I would think that's not cheap, and CBS All Access is $6 a month. And the CBS Big Brother live streams used to be, I think it was $30 a month years back, and they used to have live streams in Canada. The first and second season, I was able to watch live streams in Canada for the first 2 weeks, and then they would put it behind a paywall. And now they just no Canada, you guys don't have access. I can watch Big Brother Canada, but honestly, I find Big Brother Canada kind of boring. I find that the American one, they get kind of more animated and more, yeah. Canadians were just basically about that water bottle in the fridge. How's that working for you? I'm really sorry we voted you out. Nah, I'm sorry. That was a jerk thing to do. I noticed we voted out people that are dark skinned. You guys don't think that wasn't like anything on purpose. Can everybody come in here? We just want you to know we didn't mean this. Like, yeah, the Canadian show would be a lot more. The backstabbing is still there, but at least we're nice about it after. Anyways, I'd be interested to know what you guys think, because again, it feels like this season is just the editing is so. I don't trust it. So because I don't trust it, I'm like, yeah, I could watch tonight and see how the veto goes down and this whole veto thing that Christie won and drove her crazy, how much more crazy she can go with this power that now it's no good. And I want to add, when they have these secret powers, they should not be allowed to reveal them to the house. It should be, you have a secret power, here it is, and if you tell the house, it's gone. You tell anybody in the house, it is gone, because it wipes out what they're meant to be. They're meant to be tools to save yourself and to potentially broadside somebody else, or to save a friend of yours, or to save your alliance. And these people are going to yap. They've had 3 secret powers handed out, and all 3 people have yapped away about what it is and told the house and destroyed any effectiveness that would have. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I checked the Big Brother feeds through Twitter. Like I said, there's live updates from people who have them. And again, I'm now following a bunch of the former house guests that are really not happy with this year's cast. And I guess Caitlyn was in the house for a competition, to run a competition from last year's Big Brother. And Jack was talking about how she's not really all that hot. She's not really all that like he's just like the world's greatest man ever. And so she tweeted out this morning, yeah, I don't think you're hot either. So there's some stuff going on there. I think if they allowed former house guests to come in for a couple of days and sit these people down and have an intervention, you might have a better show. But let me know your thoughts. Like I said, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And I don't want to sign up for a VPN just for 2 months of Big Brother and spend money like that on something that, you know, in the end, I don't know how much more angry I'd get watching it. I do think I would, some of the stuff, you know, like Jackson saying he or no, yeah, it was Nick. There's a lot of interesting people in this house saying that he was, you know, very upfront and very outspoken, and then, you know, saying out by the pool area that he wants to spit in Kemi's face. Just stop. I'm 46 years of age. I can't think of a time I've ever said, I really wish I could spit in somebody's face. I can't. And I've had some really crappy coworkers, but I can't. And been that vitriolic about it. It's the vitriol that's really putting people off. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.